All right. Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about some ways that you can get some example data very quick and easily. It's terrible to be in the middle of a project, want to test something out, and then have to stop and totally switch gears to create some new data that you can use for your toy example. Well, there are two things that I'm going to tell you that are going to help you do this in no time flat. The first is a location for some example machine learning data sets. That would be the UC Irvine machine learning repository. You can see it here, and you can see there's a total of 483 data sets that you can pull from. And so it's great to know that this exists, but what's really going to make this work quickly is knowing how to use pandas to pull a URL, pull data from a URL. So, but before we do that, let's just quickly look at what we've got here in the machine learning repository. So you can see that if we scroll around a little bit, we'll be presented with a list of data sets or in alphabetical order. They're broken up a little bit by the task that you might use them to work with. So you've got classification, regression, clustering tasks. So some of these are obviously going to be set up for unsupervised learning. Some of them are going to be set up for classification with a neural net or logistic regression or some sort of classification problem. And then you've got straight continuous type outcomes that would be suitable for regression. You've got different attribute types, you've got different data types, you've got different areas that you can pull from. So you've got life sciences, physical sciences, etc. And then you've got data sets broken out by how many attributes they have. So a lot of different things that you can filter on here, and then you get a sense of you. If you look down the titles here, you get a sense of what's in there. You can also scroll over a little bit, and you'll see that you get different bits of information about that data set. So you've got the data types, the task, and attribute types in tabular format, right? So what happens if you click through one of these? Let's pick the snail data. This is one of my favorite data sets just because it's at the top for one, but also because it's about snails, and who wouldn't like to use snail data for example data, of course. So you can see here that you get some, again, a repeat of some of the information that we've already seen, what kind of characteristics it has, and how many cases or instances there are, how many samples there are in different terminology, and the date, various information. We're trying to keep this under 5 minutes, so I'm not going to dig into it too much, but just lots of details about the data set. Most of the time the columns come in without headers, so you can look here at the attribute information and get a sense of what column names are and what data the columns hold within them. Okay, so if we wanted to manually download this data, we would click here on this data folder link, and that will take us to where we can find the data. And we would just click on this abalone.data link, and we would be done because it's going to download directly to our computer. You can click on the abalone.names and get the information that we just saw, that detailed information that we just saw on the previous page. But again, we don't want to do this manually. We want to just pull this right into a data set in pandas and be done with it and have some ready to play for, and have some data ready to play with. So let's do that real quick. This is a really simple task, but it takes a little bit of typing. So let's go ahead and do that. The first thing that we're going to do is import our pandas data set. Pretty standard import here. Import pandas as PD. Next. There we go. Next, we're going to pick a data set that we want to use there. We've already done that. Let's just stick with the snail data. Let me pull that back up real quick. Okay, so we know that this is the link that we would click on if we wanted to pull it manually. So all we're going to do is just right click that, and we're going to save that. We're going to copy that link address, and then we're going to create a little object to hold that address. So we'll give it URL. It's going to be a string. So boom, now we've got that link ready to go, and then easy peasy, we're just going to add that to a data frame PD with read CSV, because what you might not have known is that read.csv can pull from a URL as well. As long as the text on the other end is a CSV, it's going to work fine. And you can even add different separators too. But when we run this, you see down here in the console that we just imported. Now we're going to define this URL object. No. And now we run the read.csv, and we have about a 2-second wait as it pulls everything down. And now we have a data frame of snail data. See, we have 4,176 cases. Oh, let's go back here too. There we go. 4,176 cases, 9 columns. That's exactly what we would expect from the previous web page that we were looking at. Let's bounce back to that. Oh, okay, here you go. We would expect 4177. The reason that we did not get that is because I forgot to specify header equals none. Now, let's try that one more time. Hey, this is recorded live, and this is how it goes in the real world. Now I feel like we've got 400 or 4,177 rows, and the output confirms that. All right, so that's it for this 5-minute hot take. Happy dating.